Hi y'all, welcome back to Homestead to Health. My name is Caitlin, and this afternoon I thought it would just be pretty cool if we walked around and I just showed y'all a little bit about what's going on. You saw Norris and Boris running around. Those are the two silkies that I got from my brother that I had to treat for leg mites. They seem to be doing a lot better. Today's the first time I let them out, and they're poking around. They're pretty friendly. They don't have a problem coming and hanging around us as we're just outside doing our business. But they went over to the chicken run, and our existing rooster, Arnold, he was not about these visitors, and so he managed to jump the chicken run and he could be very confrontational. Right now I'm headed to the chicken coop because in the evenings here lately, I just absolutely hate that I have to confine my chickens to a chicken run during the day. I miss seeing them like going about their business in the yard. And so here, whenever the day starts to go down a little bit, the sun goes down a little bit, I like to let them out of the coop. I like to see them go immediately into the wooded area behind me here, and they'll go back there and they'll just start foraging immediately, and that just makes my heart a little happy. So let me let these chickens out, one, so that the rooster could be reunited with his hens, but then also, like I said, just to give them their prison break outside time. They are ready to go. Say, let me out. And they're off. Isn't that awesome? And while they're out, I'm going to go ahead and collect eggs. There's Arnold. Hey Arnold, you see your ladies? Oh, he's excited. Look, if you see across the yard, that Silky's like, hey ladies! There's probably going to be some turf war going on, but that's just kind of necessary. So, we have a mama. I guess yeah, she's broody. We got a broody one. Back up, girls, we got a broody one. Back up. I don't know how I want to handle this. So having a broody hen is a great thing because you can actually hatch out your own chicks. However, it could be a not so great thing because the other hens can start messing with her. She could unexpectedly decide that she's done being broody and abandon the eggs that she's been maturing underneath her. And so what I'm going to have to figure out is how to get a pin or something put in here so that she can safely sit on the eggs that she has chosen, and so that she's kind of left alone. And whenever you set up a pin like that, it has to be something that you keep clean and that you keep her well fed and stuff like that and well monitored. So that's something that I'm going to make sure that I get all my ducks in a row, so to speak. So I'm going to look up how to do that properly and safely, and I'll probably have to come in here with some gloves tomorrow and remove a very cranky sitting lady. Just gonna give you a test poke. Okay, super. Got Olive's egg. Oh, I know, you little velociraptor. I'm leaving you alone. So 1, 2, 6, 7. I'm leaving you alone. 8, 9, 10. 10 eggs. So that means you're hoarding 2 or 3 eggs. That's my girl Olive. She's my special chick. Hey Olive. So the reason Olive is my special girl is because she's a very special girl. She has a really hard time figuring out things that come pretty instinctual to other hens or chickens. She had a hard time figuring out how to get back into the coop at night. She has a hard time figuring out like new changes or where food is. She's very much at the bottom of the pecking order because unfortunately she's the weakest of the chickens as far as mental clarity would go. Y'all, this was the bed that I had onions and peas in, and I ripped it all up and I amended the soil, and I went and I added lots of things to it. Don't want to take a picture of you? Because you're so beautiful. Cheese. That's a great picture. Thank you. But I planted some buckwheat and some amaranth here, and I did that yesterday, and I came out and I had forgotten to tie Purdy back up, which was a huge mistake on my part because I came back and there was a huge hole right here and one in the corner. And I was like, man, I thought for sure it was the chickens that would do me in, but it turns out to be the stinking puppy. Y'all, my life is dictated. It revolves around little people and little versions of things. So if it's not my little humans that I'm completely wrapped up in, it's my miniature dog. Well, miniature. It's my little puppy of a dog. Pretty. Her ears are burning. But yes, my life totally revolves around caring for everyone around me, and I'm totally down with that. That's exactly the kind of life that I wanted to lead, and so I think I'm doing a pretty good job being successful. Speaking of babies though, today something really awesome happened. We bred doe number 2 of our rabbits. We rebred her, and this week we are butchering our Cornish Cross chickens to make room for the baby rabbits to go into that tractor. And then we're going to give her a little break, and then we're going to breed her so that we could just kind of keep this revolving meat door open while I guess going. But let's actually talk about the Cornish Cross for a second. Holy cow. These are our Cornish Cross, and they're just a little on the smaller side, but they are right at the appropriate time to butcher.
I got some food.
You got some food for them? Great.
It's got some water.
No, they've got plenty of water. Did you get them some corn? They like corn. You want to go get some more? Yeah? Okay. Okay, you go get some more corn. I'm going to talk to my friends. I hope y'all can hear me over the chitter chatter of the little chicks. You're actually sitting on another one of my chicken tractors. But yes, so the Cornish Cross, the reason I don't want to raise these, and I know they're a very popular bird to raise for meat because they're supposed to be able to grow quickly and be ready to process by 6 to 8 weeks. Theoretically, that sounds great. Unfortunately, most of our Cornish Cross have just inexplicably died. So whenever we first got them from Atwoods, it was a bad batch. They brought coccidia to the property, and that was something that we had to face. Hold on, baby. But also, they just kind of die on you. Everybody that I've read, and I've got a first-person account of Cornish Cross, having unexplained death is just kind of the package that comes with raising this bird. Now, this bird is kind of a Frankenstein bird, so that it grows rapidly and it has a good food to weight conversion. And so, like I said, theoretically it sounds like a great bird to raise for meat, and that there are so many people out there who choose to raise them is great, but it's kind of like a to each his own thing. And for us personally, we choose not to raise them ever again. After coccidia ran its course, we did have several deaths that just so happened because, I mean, fate, I guess. But honestly, a big reason why I don't want to keep them is because I kind of feel bad for them. So a big reason why I don't want to raise these birds ever again is just because they don't seem like they're happy birds. And if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I strive to raise happy animals. I know that I'm eating these animals eventually, and that's why to me it's even more so important to give them such a happy life, a high quality life. Yes, that they are in these tractors, but it's so that I can give them a more natural living environment. I move them around 2 or 3 times a day. They get fresh water. They always have fresh food on hand, and fresh access to fresh grass, or new access to fresh grass. And so I'm doing my part as I feel to give these chickens a happy life, but like I said, they're just miserable. They just have this general unpleasantness about them. And I kind of feel bad for them. But also at this point, we've invested $60 into 25 chicks. Only 6 of them have survived. Yeah, 6 of them have survived. So at this point, no feed or the Corid, which I used as an antibiotic, all of that money aside, these are $10 a piece birds. And whenever you mathematically break it down, these chickens are $10 a piece. And then you add on that I had to give them antibiotics for the coccidia that they brought, and they're just, to me, generally pretty unhappy. At this point, these are no better off to me than the birds that I would buy from a grocery store that I never laid hands on. So it's really important for me moving forward to select a breed that I feel I could raise and that would probably grow a little slower. I do have a couple of breeds that I've tossed up in the air. There are a lot of dual purpose breeds out there. A big reason also that I forgot to mention that I don't want to raise the Cornish Cross anymore is that to me they're not the perfect self-sustaining meat bird, in the sense that they are not bred to live past 8 weeks. In fact, it's almost unheard of. So there's no way that I would be able to raise these chickens up so that they could lay their own eggs and so that I could keep the breed, you know, revolving. So that to me is another really big downside. And I went on to a Facebook group for homesteaders and farmers and stuff in the area, and I mentioned how I didn't want to raise Cornish Cross anymore. Did anybody have any suggestions on birds that they liked? And I got a lot of mixed reviews. Everybody has their favorite bird, but a lot of people were like, I don't understand why you don't like the Cornish Cross. So it really is a preference thing. But yes, I have discovered after this year that my preference is definitely not a Cornish Cross. So if you have a suggestion about a bird that you think would make a good dual purpose bird, as far as they're really good at laying out their own egg and they have really awesome meat and things like that, the things that I have mentioned, if you have a suggestion for me, I would love to hear it. I would love to see y'all in the comment section. But I promised some popsicles, so I gotta go get some popsicles. Hold on. Is that yummy? Mm-hmm. Yum. Is yours yummy?
Mine tastes like watermelon.
Whoa, it should taste like banana and strawberry.
I mean, watermelon and strawberry.
Ooh.
How about we can make a watermelon and strawberry and popsicle shake?
Wow.
That sounds delicious.
That does sound delicious. We should make our own popsicles. Oh, guys, look at that. Look at that sun. Isn't that pretty?
Huh? Good morning, Mama.
Good morning, baby. Got some shadows. I'm very surprised how friendly these silky roosters are. They've just been following me everywhere I go. They're kind of nosy. I really like having them. So I didn't choose them because they were really good egg layers. They're known for China in their meat. They're known as like really good luck. But they kind of went underneath my radar at first, and so it was just really awesome serendipity that I would happen to get these 2 roosters for free and find out that they're really awesome. But let's go this way and I guess they'll just tag along. So I want to show y'all what I got for myself and what my dad got me. This beautiful invention here is a taller baby gate. Now if you remember, I did have one that was a little bit like a Rugrats pen, but this is awesome because it has taller sides that they can't climb out of, and with certain ones that's really helpful. But it also has that awesome pocket so I can put my smartphone in there, and they're having a good time eating popsicles while I get to go into the garden and do whatever I need to do in the evening or during the day, because it also has that awesome awning. Now this is a big surprise. These are, we call them cattle panels, but they're not cattle panels. My dad said something about them being used to make roads where cement's poured over on top of them. However, they're going to be used as tomato trellises here. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing tomorrow to celebrate Mother's Day, is getting me some tomato trellises put up in the garden. So big shout out to my dad. That's my dude. He always comes through and gives me awesome things like that, that he just has the random hookup for, and so he brings them to my house and he hooks me up. He hooked me up with a bunch of these landscape timbers, and that's how I built my chicken coop and how I built this perimeter for my garden. So my dad is definitely my guy. And let me just tell you, whenever it comes to homesteading or small family farm life, having a your guy is, I mean, it's immeasurable. It is so valuable, you cannot put a price on it. My dad has come through for me on so many different occasions, just being helpful and offering wisdom, offering advice, but also offering free materials, which, I mean, come on, how great is that? We've got beans starting to climb up. Whoa. It looks like we have got some potential flowering. Oh, this guy too. Well guys, it's just time for me to put the camera away, bust out the watering hose, and to nourish my garden. But before y'all go, for all of the mothers out there, for all of you who spend your days nurturing and caring for those around you, I just wanted to encourage you and bless you and tell you Happy Mother's Day. And I just wanted to share with y'all the beauty of my garden, because I think that honestly everybody deserves a piece like this. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I've got great things coming up in the future. It was really awesome hanging out with y'all this afternoon, and I will see y'all later.